Welcome to CS Design Studio's presentation, The Marketing Corner, with co-host Sean Campbell and Wyatt Chambers. The Marketing Corner is your source for the latest and greatest in today's world of marketing and entrepreneurship. And now, without further ado, it's Sean Campbell and Wyatt Chambers.
And this is the very first the alpha. Is that what we call it? Alpha test?
It is the alpha test of our first podcast together, Sean.
Ever. It's just you and I. We're in control. We don't have to worry about anybody else helping us out. We did it all. Well, you did most of it.
No. We did this together, figuring this out, and we're about an hour and a half in playing with the audio settings. But this is good.
Yeah, this is awesome. So this is the first of many CS Design Studios Marketing Corner. Is that what we called it? Right?
It's going to be the CS Marketing Corner.
Yeah.
That is taken from the CMG Marketing Corner.
Yeah, this is the perfect blend of our last 22 years of combined efforts, Wyatt.
I guess that's what it's going to be, but it's exciting nonetheless.
Yeah. So how do you envision the podcast to be? What you and I are on the same page, right? But let's tell our audience what they can anticipate in listening, not just this one, because I have a few nuggets, a few questions I want to ask you to offer our audience. But with the CS Design Studios podcast in particular, how do you envision this?
There's a lot of things to talk about with what we do, and I'm looking forward to all the guests we're going to have.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
We have a lot of guests going to be coming on. We have a lot of things to talk about. And outside of having fun, I'm looking forward to all the nuggets that we can supply without, ones that may not be in that spot where they can have us market them.
Right.
But they can utilize what we're talking about.
Right. I'm looking forward to learning more about people's stories, their backstories. Why did they get in the business that they're in? What intrigued them about their business? And what intrigues them today about their business? Because I think, for me, 7-8 years ago, what intrigued me back then is way different than what intrigues me now about what we do, and helping small businesses out. Part of it's because digital marketing is changing every single day. You and I have had discussion for many times where if we don't learn something new every day, I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball personally. Is that the same way you feel?
Absolutely. I mean, it's every day we come in here and there's something new to learn, pick up, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah. So what are the big 3 things you've learned this year so far? 2023, the biggest trends that you've picked up on?
Man, I think the thing that has most people in digital marketing on the edge of their seats is AI.
Yep.
It's going to continue to be one of those things that I know we've talked about it. Actually, on your first podcast, that's what we talked about was AI. And now look at how far we've learned and come in that tiny time frame.
Yeah. And everything you said on that show has come to fruition and then some. I don't know if you've listened to it lately.
I haven't, but I should listen to it. But I would say that the learning curve has continued to you get what's fun is you look at what's changing every day,
right?
And so I would say, how can we utilize that for our customers, and how can anybody use it?
Yeah,
and that's what excites me is where is it going?
Yeah, and for the naysayers, the people who are not embracing it yet, you need to get on like yesterday. But remember, I mean, the content you're producing, utilizing AI, ChatGPT, or whatever, which one you prefer, it doesn't close deals though, does it? You still got to keep in mind that at the end of the day, you're the one who still has to sit across the table with that potential customer or client and still know how to close the deal. The content we're producing utilizing ChatGPT, which I'm very transparent that, I use it. I write a 1,000-word article on LinkedIn every single, week, and it goes out to 1,300 subscribers on through email as well. But at the end of the day, any referrals that come in on that, you still need the ability to have conversations just like you and I are having now and being able to close the deal. It's just an assist from a great point guard to help you, with your layup or your slam dunk still, right?
Yeah, I mean, any AI technology that's out there, it's still up to the user to utilize it in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff, garbage in, garbage out, and I asked the wrong question, or
Right.
maybe you
Right.
put in, like, there's a lot of art tools we use, and you put in the wrong direction, and you're not going to have a pretty piece of artwork.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of you're learning how to use it to the best ability of what we're using it for.
Right. Right.
So it's nice when you have those magical moments where, like, yeah, it's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah. And I think the more you utilize it and direct it to what is not exactly the way you want it, the more efficient it becomes to you. Right now, I could put in anything. You got to learn how to do the right prompts. Right now, 9 out of 10 times, and knowing how to phrase your prompts, what comes out, I'm going to use 9 out of 10 times because it's learned my style and it's learned my tendencies, what I did not want from the previous requests. Creepy, huh?
Yeah. I mean, all these algorithms we use all the time, right? Facebook, not login, but LinkedIn.
Yeah.
We use these apps. They're learning what we're putting in, and so yeah, when it starts adapting to what questions you're asking, and I've noticed it on some of the topics that I like to ask questions a lot on, it's picking up on that.
Yeah.
But it's the same way on YouTube. It picks up on what your habits are, and Facebook. So it's just kind of a different. It's different, when you're getting answers back. Adaptable search engine based off of providing the answers for what it thinks you're gonna like.
Right.
Right.
Right. So what's another trend or two besides AI? AI was the easy one, Wyatt. What's
Yeah, AI is going to be a big one. We're going to be watching for a long time.
Yeah.
I think we get to hear a lot of the Google problems coming through. One of the big things that went through is Google's asking for more information. So if you want to advertise on Google, you have to provide your business license, your driver's license, and that's a lot to ask. Now we saw that with kind of the Google guarantee. To be a player on Google guarantee, it was asking for a lot, but now here it is, the general advertiser asking for some serious information, trying to cut down on the garbage. Just more restrictions on the advertising platform itself. So that's a big one that's been going on for a couple months now too.
And you would think with the advent of ChatGPT, which is a Bing product, correct? That you would think that Google would find a way to make things a little bit easier, since I mean, we've already talked about how some clients should be on Bing now because we forecast that more people are going to be utilizing Bing over Google. So do you think Google's kind of shooting themselves in the foot by? I know they want to make things clean and not, but at the same time,
it brings to mind what I've seen happen in the last, I would say, 45 days, where I downloaded the Bing app. I'd encourage anybody to download it. It's free. ChatGPT can be slow unless you're paying for it. But Bing has, the app you download on your phone, and you can ask it via voice and or type in your question, and it provides the answers. But what I noticed is, okay, who is going to be the first to amateurize or use the AI responses with ads? And so now we see the Bing app is doing that. You see ads there. So what I forecast is that we're going to see more advertisers going to Bing.
Yeah. Is it relatively less expensive now to advertise on Bing than it is on Google?
It always has, because the share was less.
Okay.
But thinking about advertisers advertising on Bing, if you're getting the same amount of traffic or more based off of lower cost per click, it might equalize out. To me, it would just say, hey, I can put more dollars per day at this.
Yeah.
It may get less search, but I might have less competition.
Right. Yeah. So we're jumping on AI, jumping on Bing. Third one. third big
Well,
nugget?
the big one that's happening in July is GA4, right? We're seeing this exodus, and Google's been talking about this for a while, going from Google Analytics to GA4. I will say that I'm still learning as well, but when you look at the data from both, they don't match up.
Yeah.
So for analysts and people that like data and they like to be super factual, they're going to be.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's not fun when you look at analytics from one platform to the other. I was looking at HubSpot analytics and comparing that with GA4 and Google Analytics. They all were all over the place.
Wow.
And you can imagine a business owner when they're paying for clicks. Maybe they spent $500 on clicks, and these analytics aren't showing that they got that traffic.
Right.
So you're like, well, did I pay for the traffic or I didn't? That would drive some people nuts.
Yeah.
And I what I would say is, this is kind of funny, but I compare it to like this health tech I got on. I got, I got my Fitbit on, I got my Oura Ring, but when I look at the steps at the end of the day, they don't match up.
Oh.
It's because they're using different sensors. You'd think that analytical engines for measuring visitation on sites would be dead on, but it's not.
Right.
That's a little frustrating. Yeah.
Interesting. And it's probably frustrating when we're going to our clients and trying to piecemeal a few different reports and, give them the data of what we're doing for them, and it may not make sense. So,
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's one of those things where I hope it gets better, but I've seen discrepancies for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen. It's kind of the nature of the beast.
yeah. So I think we should wrap this up. We don't get too many nuggets on the first show, even though you and I could probably talk for hours on this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so there's a lot more things that I think I know we're going to cover in the upcoming months. The guests that we're going to have are going to be phenomenal. I promise you that. And, as importantly, I wish we could kind of show you this whole studio, but Wyatt's invested a lot of these. You've done it economically, creatively, and there's no other place in Tucson to have your own podcast. There isn't. I mean, this is the place if you're interested in having your own podcast, give us a call.
Yeah. I think that's what we're looking for is we only have so much bandwidth. So I think we've identified we'd like 10.
Yeah.
We'd like 10 people to companies to podcast with.
Yeah.
And, it's a combination of video as well as the audio gear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keeping it affordable, right?
Yeah. And even if you already have a podcast and you just want the product, we could do that. Or if you want us to control it from A to Z, not control it, but create it for you from A to Z. It's all yours all the time. But actually create the podcast. We'll have you on Google, Spotify, Anchor, Apple, and about 4 or 5 other podcast platforms. We'll create your logo. We'll make sure it's uploaded to your YouTube channel. It's a tremendous, tremendous value because Wyatt and I, when we're done with this, we're going to take this, and it's not only going to be placed on the CS YouTube channel, but it's going to be across many different podcast platforms. But we're going to cut this video up and use little trailers or previews of this to promote across all of our social media platforms. The content that we're producing here, what's it been, about 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, we're not even at 15 minutes yet.
We're not even 15 minutes,
Yeah.
but how many different nuggets have we talked about that are going to be little clips across the CS Design Studios, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, not to mention maybe a short or something on YouTube, plus the whole broadcast on YouTube itself. Think of all that content that if you have a hard time creating content for your company, this in itself can almost create your whole calendar's worth of content for every single podcast you do. So just a little fun fact for you, something for you to ponder.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Give us a close, Wyatt. What's the
close? If you're looking for digital marketing services or help what you're trying to do in business, give us a call. We're in Tucson. We've been here for 15 years, and we're always looking for partners.
Look forward to it.
Thank you for tuning in to the Marketing Corner. Follow us on Facebook or visit us at csdesignsstudios.com today.